In New York City, USA, a young man named Michael was living a life full of dreams. He worked as a delivery rider and studied part-time, hoping to become a nurse one day. Life was not easy, but he was trying his best. But one rainy night, everything changed. Michael was returning home after a long shift when his phone suddenly rang. It was his landlord. The voice was cold. "You haven't paid rent for 2 months. You need to leave the apartment tomorrow." Michael stood silent on the street, holding his phone tightly, while rain kept falling on his face. That night, he had no place to go. He tried calling friends. No one answered. He went back to his apartment, but the lock had already been changed. All his belongings were inside, but he was outside. Just like that, he became homeless. That night, Michael slept at a subway station in New York. People walked past him without even looking. He covered himself with his jacket and kept thinking, how did everything fall apart so fast? Days turned into weeks. Michael started living on the streets. He worked small part-time shifts during the day, and at night he stayed near public places for safety. He was tired, hungry, and slowly losing hope. But he still had one thing left: his dream of becoming a nurse. One evening, while sitting outside a library, Michael noticed a free Wi-Fi connection. He borrowed a phone charger from a kind stranger and started searching for jobs and scholarships. That's when something unexpected happened. He found a message from a hospital training program he had applied 2 months ago. It said, "You have been selected for an interview." Michael couldn't believe it. But there was a problem. The interview was tomorrow morning, and he had nothing, no proper clothes, no money, no place to sleep. That night, Michael didn't sleep. He spent the whole night preparing mentally, practicing answers quietly on the street bench. The next morning, he walked into the hospital interview room wearing clean clothes borrowed from a homeless shelter. He looked tired, but determined. The interviewers asked him questions. "Why nursing? Why this field?" Michael replied with honesty. "I know what it feels like to have no one care about you. I want to be the person who cares for others." The room became silent for a moment. A few days later, Michael received a call. He got accepted into the training program with full support. Not just that, the hospital also arranged temporary housing for him. Slowly, his life started changing. From sleeping on subway floors, to studying in a real classroom, to wearing a nurse uniform in training. One day, while walking through the hospital corridor, Michael stopped and smiled because he remembered that night in the rain when everything felt over. But it wasn't the end. It was the beginning.